Hey, Christine Trumbull, and this is Mastering Your Exit Strategy. And I'm going to do over the next 5 videos, I think, this one plus 4 more or podcast episodes. I'm going to talk about something that we call intangible assets. And I'll get to what that is in a minute. But I want to make sure that you understand when you are when I talk to people about exit strategies and exit planning, it really, as soon as I say the word exit, quite frankly, it sets up a specific connotation about the age of the owner, the maturity of the company. People get a very particular idea in their head. And when I work with clients, it's not just about exiting the company. It's about positioning the company so that the owner can make decisions based on their objectives. And quite often what happens is that we position the company with the idea of creating value so that the owner can exit or transition or do whatever they want with that company when they're ready to do that and make those decisions. And again, based on their goals and objectives. And quite often what happens is an owner, we go through this work and we position the company, and the owner realizes, wait a minute, my work week just went down to, 15, 10, maybe 5 hours a week. I don't have the stress and anxiety that I used to have. We're, throwing profits and cash flow, very well, like maybe we haven't done before. But the tension and the responsibilities are not all on the owner the way they used to be. So, very often they just decide, well, you know what? I don't need to sell this right now. I'm okay with the way we're going because I don't have to, work 24/7 and be insane and crazy. I can go off and do this other thing that I wanted to do, join a board, create another company, go play golf all day, sip Mai Tais on the beach. I don't care what it is. But now, I now have time to go do that, and I can still pull the profits from this company. So why would I want to sell that? So that happens a lot. And if I can help, an owner create a business, what I call an exit lifestyle business that affords them a choice. And that's what we always try to get to. When you talk about generating wealth, when you talk about building a business, when you talk about transitioning out of your business, this is all about giving you choices. If you don't have revenue, you don't have choices. If you don't have cash flow, you don't have choices. If you don't have a business that has value, you don't have choices. You are stuck with what you are offered, and that is where you have to be. So when we grow businesses, when we create value, we are creating choices. And I'm going to be on a soapbox about that, I think, for 2023. So hold on, because if you don't have cash, if you don't have wealth, if you don't have a company of value, you don't have choices. You don't have the choice to position, to put a price tag on your company of what you will sell it for. And that's all you're going to sell it for. You don't have the choice to, put your kids in the best schools that they want, or buy the house that you want, or take the dream vacations that you want. Sometimes you don't have the choice to have the very best health insurance and health care for your family. So that's where I want you to be. So how do you do that? Okay, well, it comes down to planning and then executing. And I, as a lot of you know, if you follow me, you know that I just got back from Nepal in about 2 weeks before Thanksgiving of 2022. Got to remember what year I'm in. And, it was a fantastic trip. I trekked to Everest Base Camp, and we had our Sherpas, which are the guides. And while we didn't have a map per se, we had a very well trekked out route. We knew where we were going. So a lot of people come to Nepal every year to climb Everest. And sadly, there are still hundreds of bodies left on that mountain. And sadly, A lot of those bodies are used as markers so that the climbers coming behind them know how far they are from summit. Now, some of those people, not all of them, because some of them are professional and expert guides and climbers, but some of those people are up on that mountain because they chose to do that trek without a guide and without a map or an idea. And they had no true understanding of the pitfalls that they were going to face on that journey. And they had no solutions for when those challenges and pitfalls hit them. They were on their own, doing it by themselves. No guide, no map, no route. Well, they probably knew the route, but they didn't have a map with a plan of what they were going to do when the cold set in, when the oxygen ran out, when they got lost, or when the weather changed on them. They didn't have a plan. They didn't have those solutions. Okay. So now you're in business. Why am I talking about this? Because it's the exact same thing in business. You need guides. People, when I plan a trip, when I plan a mountain to climb, even on the East Coast mountains, okay, if it's technically more difficult than my experience, I've got a guide, someone who's been there and done that. They have the solutions for those challenges when I have to face them. I also know exactly what my route is. I always have a map, and I also know what my fitness level is and what the fitness level of that climb is going to require so that I can put steps in place and execute, my training so that I can accommodate that fitness level. Okay, great. Again, how does this come back? Well, again, to business, you need a guide, someone who's been there and done that and understands those pitfalls and has solutions for the challenges when you get there. Then you need, you have to have that map. You need to understand where you're going, how you're going to get there, and what are the steps that you have to put in place in order to get to that summit. Because guess what? It's not just about summiting. Climbing a mountain isn't considered a success unless you get back down. Because if you're dead on the mountain, it's definitely not a success. Okay. So some of the challenges, well, I'm sorry, not some, but the challenges and the 4 areas that we really focus on creating value. And again, value equals choices. It's about growing and scaling your business. And when it's positioned for value, yes, you can sell it, but you don't have to. You've just created a business that's, again, the exit lifestyle business that can be sold if you want to sell it, but doesn't have to be sold if you don't want to. Sorry, forgot to turn the phone off. Okay, so those challenges and those areas that we look at are called intangible assets. What is an intangible asset? Well, if you're a business owner, you should be looking at your balance sheet. Your balance sheet has, at the very top of the balance sheet, has tangible assets. Tangible. You can touch it. You can feel it. I can touch this mic. It is an asset. It's tangible. I can put my fingers on it. Furniture, equipment, buildings, those things that you can touch. Okay. And they're depreciated over a period of time. And now you're getting into conversations with your accountant that you don't want to know. Okay. Intangible. You may, if you've purchased another business, especially a service-based business, professional services, accountants, doctors, lawyers, those types of things, it's called goodwill. And there are a couple of other different types of intangible assets that typically sit up on a balance sheet, trademarks, copyrights, things that you can't touch. Goodwill is often client lists that has a value, a dollar value associated to it, but that's not something that you can touch. You can't touch it. You can't feel it. It's intangible. Okay. There are 4 intangible assets that never make it to the balance sheet. They don't actually have a financial accounting dollar amount associated to them, but they have a huge effect on the value of your business if you want to sell it or transfer it. And they have a huge impact on the lifestyle business that you're trying to create. Okay. What are they? And I'm gonna go through them quickly here, and then the next 4 videos are episodes. I'm going to unpack them, and we're going to go dive deep into them. Okay. They're the human capital. That is the right people in the right seats doing the right things and getting the wrong people out of the business. That is the customer, intangible customer asset. And it's about truly understanding your customer, making sure that they're raving fans, happy people, referring, talking good things about you, not talking bad things about you. And it's about, and also about making sure that your business isn't tied up in a small number of, uncontracted people. It's, you don't want to be dependent on just a small number of customers. The next one is structural, and that's about everything. It's about processes and procedures. And I hate saying that because as soon as I say processes and procedures, I get that glazed over look and people check out. But, it's the structural infrastructure. It's the systems, it's the efficiencies, it's the productivity. It's the well-oiled machine running day in and day out without you, the owner, having to be there to answer questions and put out fires and, do all of the things that you have to do in the whirlwind of your day. And the last is social. And that's basically, it's arguably the most important asset in your company. And it's your social structure. It's your it's the culture, the brand, the way the team works, the rhythm of the day. And if you have a very small team and it's a very stressful environment, some places run very well on stressful environments, others don't. But if you have a really good, stressful, competitive, go, we're going to make this happen. And, everybody's happy in that environment, then you probably don't want to bring in somebody who's really laid back and low key and 9 to 5 and, happy go lucky and, and all this. That's going to be a clash of your social culture. Okay. So understanding the social culture and really cultivating and nurturing that it's such a huge part of the value of your business and whether or not your business is going to run successfully with or without you. Okay. So as we go through the next couple of weeks, I'm going to unpack each one of these, and I'm going to give you some examples, and I'm going to give you, some tips and ideas, and we're going to really dive into how these are going to affect your business, not just the saleability of your business, but also, if you can nail these 4, it's going to go a long way to ensuring continued growth, continued scalability, and certainly creating a business that you can start really stepping away from a little bit and not having to work that 24/7. Wouldn't that be lovely? All right. So this is Christine Trumbull and Mastering Your Exit Strategy. If you want to connect even closer with me, please go check me out at ChristineTrumbull360.com. That's where you can find all of my social media. I'm still building it out, so things are coming up there, videos. It's just a much easier way for you to connect with me, and it's Trumbull, Trum, as in Mary, B as in boy, ULL. And again, ChristineTrumbull360.com. And that's it for me today. Have a fantastic week. Bye.